Hi, Bob here. Thanks for tuning back to the Fearless Agent Success Series. I want to tell you a little story about one of my coaching students. So I was teaching him in a group setting coaching program, and his name is Fred. So Fred was a guy who had a part-time job. He was a part-time agent, and he was driving a semi-truck, and he was the guy that would drive the semi-truck to the back of Walgreens and unload the goods into the Walgreens, and then during the day he would sell. So he's doing that in the graveyard shift. During the day he would sell real estate. So he's going through my program, and so he's a blue collar guy, a little rough around the edges, very nice guy. But so in week 1 of the program, he took 7 listings. Okay, so we teach people to get on the phone, call for sale by owners, call expireds and canceled, cold call your sphere, asking for referrals, hold open houses, do all that stuff. So he's doing those things the way I just began teaching him in the very first week. Guy ends up taking 7 listings. So then in week 2, he's part-time again. He's blue-collar mentality, hard-working guy, gets on the phone, scares up business, takes another 7 listings. So in week 3, he's starting to get worn out a little bit. He takes 4 listings. Now in week 3, other agents that are in the program came up to me and they said, "Hey, Bob, you might not know this about that Fred, but those listings he's taken, they're overpriced." And I said, "Yeah, but you know what? He went on all those listing appointments. How many listing appointments did you go on last week?" And they said, "Oh, I'll be over here if you need me, Bob. Thanks very much." So the reality is, the guy was a hard worker, not only in the semi-truck job, but that translated to the real estate job. Now, I know when I go to certain towns, like if I'm coaching in Newport Beach, or if I'm coaching in Scottsdale, Arizona, where I live, it's a big difference in the work ethic of the realtors than if I'm in El Paso, Texas. There's a big, big difference. So you've got to have a little talk with yourself. So how did Freddie end up? So in his first year, he ended up with 37 closings. It's not amazing, but it's pretty great. So he calls me in December, and he just said, "Hey, I wanted you to know how I ended up in my first year." And I said, how many closings did you do?" He says, "I ended up doing 37. I said, "Well, that's great." He ended up doing 50 listings. And then he said, "But I want to tell you about my month of December." He goes, "I did 28 listings in the month of December alone." Now that's a listing a day when you consider that Christmas is part of that, And he had opened 11 escrows and had 9 closings in the month of September. So he called me on like New Year's Eve. So what is that indispensable quality that Fred had that I would like for you to have and for all fearless agents to have? And that is this: he's willing to do what I tell him to do. He wasn't a guy who had a lot of creative ideas of his own. He had that blue-collar work ethic mentality. He had a job where he had to get sweaty, stay up late, put in long hours, and then he took that same work ethic and brought it into real estate, and that's what made all the difference for him. And he just did exactly what I told him to do. So the question is, would that be the case for you? If you're not having the kind of production that Fred had in his month of December, last month for you, is it possible that maybe you could embrace some of those qualities? So I was doing my podcast the other day, and a guy named Austin, he's on the podcast. Now he is in an office where everybody is coached by somebody with the last name of Ferry, let's put it that way. So sadly, their per agent productivity in that office reflects that. So there's 125 agents in his office, and he was in that coaching previously. So he's been coaching with me for 3 weeks at the time of this filming. So I had him on the podcast, and I said, "Hey, when you were in that other coaching program, which is a month ago, what's the most number of listing appointments you ever scheduled in a single week?" And he said, "Well, 3. Now, he's in Rancho Cucamonga, California, kind of an upscale, very competitive market. really 3 is not bad, okay? So I said, okay, well, that's pretty good. And then I said, well, how many, now that you're 3 weeks into Fearless Agent coaching, how many listing appointments did you schedule last week? He said, I took 9 listings in the last 2 weeks. I said, all 125 agents in your office, did they take 9 listings in the last 2 weeks? No, they did not. His broker could fire all those other agents and replace them with one more Austin Fearless agent, and he'd be better off and maybe have a little less square footage to fill up. But anyway, so what did he do in the last 2 weeks that he wasn't doing before? I asked him, what's the secret to your success? And he actually had the right answer. I thought he was going to say my amazing charm or good looks. That wasn't what he said. He said, now I have the exact right questions to ask, and I always get my question answered. And that is all you have to do to be a fearless agent. You have message discipline, the work ethic of Freddie and Austin. He's on the phone all day. So here's where I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, where did he get those listing appointments? I'm going to tell you. There was 12 listing appointments scheduled. So please write this down because it's normal. He scheduled 1 was from his sphere, okay? 3 were expired listings. 4, the largest percentage, were for sale by owners. Another 4, the largest percentage, were cold calls up and down the street calling through the neighborhoods. He had the right questions to ask. He always got them answered. And he took 9 listings in 2 weeks. Now, the question is then, would you like to do that? Did you do that last 2 weeks? So if the answer is you're earning less selling real estate than you wish you were, and you're open to the idea of having some help with that, maybe just having the right words to say. Is he amazing on the phone? No, he's normal on the phone. There's nothing. Is he a big type A personality guy? No. He actually has the quality that I like as a nice, calm, sensible sounding guy. And he has gotten every bit of that poisonous, horrible coaching words that he learned from those other programs out of his head completely. He's fully fearless agent, and he's on track to make $3 million in the next 12 months. So if you want to earn your full worth in real estate, there's just a couple of things you got to do. The skills, the schedule, and the systems of the fearless agent. Now he needs systems that he doesn't have because he's so busy. So if you would like to call me anytime, I want you to feel comfortable doing that. Is there a bug in here? Yes, there is. So this is how professional these videos are. We put bugs in them to make it look real. So I want you to feel comfortable calling me anytime, okay? Please don't email me. Please don't text me, because I teach people to never email and text. If you're email and texting, you're not going to take 9 listings in 2 weeks, I promise you. Pick up the phone and call me, 480-385-8810. Toll free, day or night. You can call me anytime. And if you want to check me out on the podcast, listen to Austin when his episode airs, all you have to do is go to fearlessagentpodcast.com. If you're on fearlessagent.tv.com right now, hit the subscribe button and you'll get more of these videos. And then go to fearlessagent.com and watch all of our videos. If you're an owner and you're recruiting fewer producing agents than you wish you were, give me a call. I'd love to help you with that. If you need a speaker for an event, always call me. And if you would, tune in to the next video, because I can't wait to help you become a fearless agent. Thanks.